Alright, so we're gonna start with Japan then. Previously Manchu adopted a new identity and he's getting some money now. How is
Nice.
his profit so large? Does he have no army?
Yeah.
Kinda. Is it that safe?
I mean, yeah, it is, honestly.
Interesting. I wonder what the game plan here is. Is it build up his country at all?
Did he go back to Manchu culture?
Why would he do that? Oh,
Banners.
no, he's Tokuga primary.
Okay.
Does he still no he if he goes Manchu culture, does he have banners? Isn't that tied to the government type?
Manchu is tied to the culture. Banners are tied to the culture.
Oh.
Yeah, but he's probably gonna go naval.
Mm.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean he's kind of
we
forced
could have best
into
of
it
both
now.
worlds, you know?
Yeah, he's kind of forced into going naval now. He doesn't really have much other choices because, you know, he can't really compete with Key. But yeah, let's see what he's doing and why he's saving so much money. Is there anything fun coming up?
He didn't accept yet. I mean, embrace the institution. So I guess he's waiting for that. Because it
Oh,
costs 100 more decades. Yeah.
it's been a while, huh? Interesting. He's gonna get it in some big provinces-ish soon as well, so might be waiting on that too to reduce the costs. Where is that? Oh, I didn't dev anything there. Anyway, um, what's his idea picks? Pluto econ quality. So he is
Plus,
going kind of naval-ish, and he took Japanese ideas, didn't he? These are, yeah.
yeah.
So I'm expecting him to go maybe colonial next, and
Yeah, and I think it has future. Yeah.
yeah, he might, especially now that Portugal got cucked in the war with Siam, and yeah, Japan might have potential to go into California or something, or just colonize all of Girin. That's a decent chunk of income as well, because decent chance to proc gold there.
True.
But yeah, there was a pretty big war here, and you want to tell us what happened in the war, Flappy? You want
Well,
to share your shame?
I mean, Bukhara declared on me, and Japan and Yi joined the war. We fought, and we managed to win in the end, and caused a lot of damage. We basically forced him to commit a lot later on, but when he committed, we just stabbed him out. So he basically took a lot of loans for nothing. So it was really
What's the
okay.
territory exchange here? Did anything happen at all?
Oh, I mean, you can't see his provinces that he had because they weren't even cores, but we took a lot. I mean, we didn't take a lot. We took like, I don't know, 200 death, for example. Or I did, that is.
And session started in 1530 something, right?
1544, I think. Oh yeah, this was the session start.
Yeah, so he was down there in central
He
China.
went deep into
Yeah.
China, huh?
Exactly.
I don't even know why he would do that, like other than to take it, but he must have known that that would piss off.
Yeah, people get really overconfident when they get this big, and they rarely do the right thing. They just think that they can bully like 7 different nations and then cry gank when they get ganked. And I agree with him that it's
And
kind
then
of
leave the server.
it's kind of gay that he got ganked by like 8 people, but he caused it. You can't just rely on people not to gank you because it's cringe. You kind of have to do some diplo other than just bullying everyone around yourself. I'm still confused as to why GB joined, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
But yeah, anyway, for Manchu, he went Japan. He fought with Bukhara, and let me find the Skanderbeg and see what happened there. What his participation in the war is. I thought it's kind of minimal-ish, right?
I mean, Manchu was a bit weaker, so I guess it makes sense. But yeah, he didn't commit too much.
Which one is it? Bukhara, Key, Manchu. Yeah, that one. It's not even the top war. Damn, he did a lot more casualties than you guys.
Well, for obvious reasons.
Cause you
Yeah,
bad.
balanced nation.
His army's hurt.
Yeah, I guess Manchu participated. 300,000 for his nation is a lot. So he
Yeah, it is.
dedicated. He just wasn't very strong. But
Exactly.
Anyway, good spot for Manchu to be in now with Japan. He still has his golden era available, and oof, I don't know if he can proc it though.
He can't, but the next age starts in 1610. So it's not that far from Brocken. He's
Yeah,
just
and
gonna
that's gonna be around the time
universities.
universities as well. So he has a lot of potential to just go really tall without
Exactly.
expanding, because there's a lot of very good provinces here, and he has Nippon locked down, and he's friendly with Ki. So as long as you don't start steering and cucking him, he should be fine. And when these are dead, he should have Nippon completely locked down, and that should be very nice for him. So yeah, that's it for Japan.
Now there's some other points. I think it's Forge who's gonna take over it. But I
Yeah.
Yes.
told him to get colonists and start colonizing the Polynesian Triangle.
Yeah, we talked about it
yeah,
already.
he can also just start colonizing Siberia, but yeah, Polynesian Triangle is more important because he needs this node if he ever wants to go into America, and when someone takes it, it's too late for. It's kind
Yeah.
of really hard to take it back. I don't see anyone significantly invested here yet. I think Portugal has a couple provinces.
I could colonize it if you look at the Galapagos. I have that. So it's only like Galapagos is off the coast of Ecuador.
Yeah, but it looks like none of the trade centers are colonized. Isn't this?
Like that.
Yeah.
But I could.
So it's not too late for him to get in here and get a upper hand. But yeah, he has to go into New Zealand as well, which might be a issue. But you know, that's kind of key if he wants to go into America at all. He needs to have Polynesian Triangle. Anyway, take a look at Key. No, I already had it tapped out. 365,000 max manpower. I think you're the highest in the world. Oof.
Andalusia is
It's
higher.
Nibor. He's
Ooh.
got 500,000.
Yeah, he has quantity.
What is this?
Oh, I have
from?
I have the tech.
Oh, you took tech ahead of time. Still like 7.36.
Oh yeah,
Golden
it's
era.
I'm Shinto.
Yikes! You don't even have army reform. I was sure you had it.
No. And like, if I fought somebody, I would get 5% more from expansion and zealotry.
It's gotta be the highest morale in the world, right? Let's go take a
Oh,
look.
I mean, you are higher, but you have the armor for.
I'm higher than 7.
Yeah, you have like 90%. I have like 69%.
Maybe I should end someone.
Of course.
Interesting. Oh, player only countries. There you go. Oh, the
Yeah, I
count's at
see.
0.8. Damn.
And more people are on this level. It's not
You just
that much.
have tech though, so that's why you have a higher base. But
No, that's not how it works. It's
uh,
just a percentage in the scanner bank.
yeah, but it's a percentage of the bonuses, and tech doesn't come into play, so it doesn't show the like. You
Oh, yeah.
have higher than me because you have tech, is what I'm saying. Look.
Oh yeah, of course.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. God.
Okay.
Boomer.
Okay. Boomer.
Did you get the? Yeah, of course you wouldn't be ahead of tech otherwise. So what else is going on in your country? What did you get from this war? It really feels like very little is happening in China, like session to session. I guess because there's so many provinces, it's kind of hard to realize. But
Yeah, it's so big. You don't realize how big is it because like
I can see
just
that.
this part that I have, like, it's like so many provinces.
Yeah.
So I spent the most on coring. I spent like 50% of my admin mana on coring. I'm still expanding. It just doesn't seem like that. Oh, but yeah, I
Why aren't you an
basically.
admin focus, you Pepega?
I don't know. I was inting Bukhara, so I wanted mill points. But anyways, yeah, the plan is to kill Yi right now and just unite China, you know, because the country is not very strong. So I'm gonna go for the int play and int once more and just try to test this new China
I see.
when united.
So this alliance isn't gonna hold for very long.
No, I'm just gonna break and kill him.
Interesting.
Unavoidable.
I like this public diplo. Unavoidable. You have all of this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the play.
Of course it's the play. You also always want to unite China.
I mean, I don't
I
know
don't
if
know,
it's
man.
the play now because you
You've got to
you
gotta
open all
deal
of
with
these
so
out
many
for
other people.
competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if once you kill Yi, you just you open it for Siam and Bengal
No,
to
but
just
Simon
move
is
in
going
there.
to. Oh, guys, it's Simon is going to defend him. Like, it's fine. It's just people. Like, it's secured. No worries. There's a
Curious.
plan.
But yeah, with this morale, I could see it happening. It's just
I mean,
So
I have
where's
Tenka
your
in the
manpower
bank. I
at?
can just hire.
so
Well,
this is what happens then, right? You attack Yi, who's defended by Siam. Bengal joins in because he wants to get his cores back, and then Deccan declares war on Bengal. So everybody dies but Deccan and you.
no. I mean, Dekan and me are probably gonna be the winners in the end. Yes.
Interesting,
Yeah.
interesting place.
And then I'll swoop in and take the islands.
Okay.
Let's see the score.
I don't.
Horrible,
What is
horrible.
score? I have no victory card.
It's what gets you to win the game, you noob.
I don't even have the first victory card. Guys.
Yeah, neither do I. Cash Mac.
That's kind of cucked, but you do. You have
I do not. No, I mean I don't have it. But
well, it's
Yeah, but I don't have it at all. Is what I mean.
All right.
Yeah. Hey, that's in the English channel. I deserve that.
Chat Diplo.
Anyways.
Yeah, I think that's about it that there is to say for your country, Flapster.
Yeah, sure.
Webster.
So are you keeping your alliance with Japan, seeing as you're being very open?
I want to be a buddy with Japan.
And what's the border deal here?
None. Like, who cares?
Scramble for human?
What is this land even? Human, it doesn't even go into China, it goes out of China.
Hmm. So you don't care if it just grabs all of this?
Oh, I don't care at all. I need to core other things.
Interesting, interesting. So that might be a play for Japan also, like colonizing all of Siberia, because no one else is going to come for it. And yeah, there's a fair bit of Bukhara lad here as well. But yeah, alright, let's take a look at you. Oof.
Yeah, you see why?
Yeah, his
What?
econ's non-existent. Didn't really fare as well in this war as you did, huh? And morale's lacking as well. Diplo-wise, allied with Siam and you, so I don't... And he pissed off Bengal,
now.
and I mean they both pissed off Bengal, so it's gonna be interesting to see the way that goes. He got some land from...
No,
Didn't he get a vessel?
no,
No. What did he get out of this war then?
nothing. We had
He's
to
just
stab
being
hit
wholesome.
for the... No, we had to stab hit for the mountain force. Like,
Flappy Diplo?
there's... Like,
Nice.
like, why would you give him a 3 development province in random... I don't know, China? And he doesn't even border Bukhara.
Yeah, interesting expansion routes here. I don't really get what's happening.
Well, he can always end Sieg in Taiwan.
Yeah, but no, I mean in general you kind of want to go for like centers of trade ahead of like random other provinces, and I see he did that here, but he left these 3 in the north, or 2 in the north, and still doesn't have Canton consolidated. Although he's got a fair bit of province trade power. It's just he's collecting in 2 nodes, so maybe try pushing from here in a test game and seeing if you make some more money, because you need to optimize your income if you're going in for a death war. But yeah, the death war doesn't look very promising unless you get some major help. And now that Bukhara is dead, I don't see that happening. And it's a kind of a lesson learned why you don't want to jump on the gank bandwagon, because like unless
no.
you're making major gains yourself, it's
The
yeah,
point is different, Kashmir. He joined the Bengal versus Siam 1v1 for no reason and went into Death War and Death War as well, so...
It wasn't a Siam 1v1 because Portugal was there too. So
I don't think he was there since the beginning, though, was he?
he was.
It was.
Okay. Okay, then I guess it makes sense. It was still, like, hackboxing with Siam and just committing it to his war, like, this hard, is just a suicide.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
working out for you, so what's it matter?
Speaking of the Siam war, let me try and find
It's the second one.
is it? Yeah. Damn, a lot of casualties.
Pointless aim.
And he's up there, 400,000. That's big investment, especially if he didn't gain anything.
Yeah, it was right after the war with Bukhara ended, so he had to merc from the start.
Yikes. Where's the map for the casualties?
That's in map, yeah.
Oh, right. I gotta go select the wars thing. Whatever. Guide me, Flapster.
Uh,
No.
what are you doing?
I don't
That's
know
the
when the
time lapse. It's the skull
Yeah,
and
scroll to the left.
yeah.
Up.
No,
left.
prosperity.
this one.
So yeah, he wasn't even getting pushed at all. He was just committing hard in defending Siam. I was just wondering if Bengal was trying to push into him as well, but I guess
No.
that's not what was happening. I guess everything was about Siam. But then
Yes.
again, these are mountains, so he wouldn't have pushed here. But yeah, I don't know. It's just I don't know. Maybe better Diplo next time. And good luck in the next session. And let's take a look at Siam. What? Shut up. What else am I supposed to say? Siam's making a fair bit of income, and his main trade node is Malacca, where almost half of his income's coming from. Was that like?
Wait, who is subsidizing him for 50 ducats?
Nobody.
He's. Why does it say
Yeah, GB subsidizing him.
Okay.
So more than half of like, because his income without the 50 ducat subs is 167, and he's getting 70 from trade. So yeah, like 40% of his income's from trade, and that's why I'm weirded out by the fact that Portugal lost this war, because all Portugal had to do was either pirate this or just land on the islands, like just siege down Brunei and pirate here, and you would have been able to kick him out. I don't think you would have been able to maintain that war, and yeah, Portugal's fleet's just very lacking. I don't know why it's so weak. And he still has the Explorer flagship, which he should probably replace. I think Portugal has a privateer flagship that he can get as well, and that would have been pretty helpful here, because you can ruin his economy and make him go bankrupt, and you probably would have won the war that way. But then again, I don't know how many subs he was getting during the war. It was probably higher. Now with 97 ducats in interest, I don't think he has. I mean, he can fight the bankruptcy. I just don't know if he should. He can't take the burger loans either. Unless some of this drops soon, which is not for another 3 years. Yeah, he's kind of in a fucked situation. What do you think you should do, Flappy? Go max loans and do a bankruptcy build?
Oh, how much is he again?
He's
Oh
97
yeah,
in
of
interest.
course. Yeah, of course. This is the bankruptcy. Just
I don't think you
spend-
should bankruptcy build.
no, not bankruptcy bill. Just spend all your mana and go bankrupt. Like
Yeah.
there's no point.
But he doesn't have like what is he gonna spend the money on if he's not gonna bankruptcy build?
That's
nothing.
That's what he's doing.
Like look at Bengal. Bengal is bankrupt, and if Siam just gonna start bankruptcy building, he'll just get fucked over by Bengal.
Yeah, exactly, because bankruptcy will end for Bengal sooner or later.
Where's the? I'm stupid.
Wait, what? Wait, does he still have loans? Is he not bankrupt yet?
Yeah, he still has loans. He's half his loan
Okay.
capacity and
He's
55 in
doing the
interest.
same mistake. Yeah, okay. Just bold.
I don't know. Well, if one of them isn't bankrupt, the other person is a threat. But I think Bengal is not that much of a threat at the moment. No manpower. I mean, he could loan up significantly more and field a merc army, like another 20-ish thousand, like 18,000 more in loans. But
I mean, yeah, that is a considerable threat, though. So I guess they're just waiting for the other to bankrupt, and if he won't, they're just gonna ruin their countries for it.
yeah, it's a definite risk to go bankrupt before the other person does. But then again, you're just both ruining your countries waiting for bankruptcy, so you might want to just fire it and risk it, you know? especially on Siam's side, because I think you can muster a better fight because of the fort lines and. Yeah, I think he should bankrupt, honestly.
Yeah, take the tech and bankrupt. I don't think there's another way. If this country has to have future, that is.
Yeah, you're just gonna get too damaged economically, like long term, if you don't bankrupt. But you know, clear out the rebels first and stuff. And also advice when you're getting rebels this big, um, change your unit pips to a lower tech, and then they spawn with that unit pip because they copy the pip you have. So if you're getting like, I can see you got a lot of particulars spawning here. When you're getting like 90,000 of them spawn, the month when they're at 90% spawn chance, you just change to like the worst unit pip you can have, and you let them spawn with that, and then you change back to a normal one, wait for morale to tick up, and then you kill them very easily.
That's really smart, Kashmir.
Yes, I know. I've had to deal with like 300,000 rebels multiple times, so you learn things. But let's take a look at Bengal. There's nothing else here. I mean, Bukhara is dead, so we're not looking at that. But
Is he still going for Nepal?
I think he said he is. Yeah, I think he said he's going Nepal next session, and he converted a lot more. His econ hasn't really grown that much as a consequence because he can't dip dev. But his economy is a lot stronger than Siam's, so maybe that's a thing to consider. Because I think he can fight his bankruptcy a lot better than Siam can, although he's getting 100 in subs from the Khan. So it depends on how long the Khan's willing to subsidize him for. They do have a trade deal, but it's definitely not worth 100 ducats. It's around 60-ish, I guess, 6, and the Khan has 28, so yeah, around 60 ducats is like the actual worth of it. So the Khan's giving him a gift at the moment, keeping him alive. But I think even when that gift stops and they just go back to their regular trade deal, Bengal can fight his bankruptcy. And that's a problem for Siam. Does he have... Are these the burgers?
Oh, yes.
Where's
I mean,
the...
Sort of.
Oh, in that
There it is.
James. Yeah, he can also take this and get rid of some of his more expensive loans. So yeah, he's definitely in a better position than Siam is financially, and that's a little bit of an issue for Siam, especially with Yi dying. Siam might want to look for the better allies, but yeah, what's happening in Bengal? It looks like he's about ready to culture shift to Nepali. He can even D-state at this point a couple of things, and he should be there because at 35% is pretty high, and then he gets much better fighting ideas that should help him a lot in the next upcoming wars. Looks like he's having some rebel issues, although not as much as Siam does, just a couple peasant stacks, so that shouldn't be hard to deal with. He went religious, which I think, is there any merit to going religious?
Oh,
Yeah,
if
she
you want to
checked that, yeah.
convert a lot.
I mean, culture conversion cost is really big, but like he's almost done going Nepali, so
I mean, what is his religion or something?
He's Sikh now.
He's Sikh.
Is he converted everything already?
It's
Like,
already
can you show the...
it's 81%.
Oh, what? I have no
culture.
idea. Why is he taking a religious? That's kind of bold.
Yeah, religious is only good as a meta pick in vanilla policies because it gives the morale bonuses, but none of these are very good right
Yeah,
now.
it's bad. It's horrible.
He didn't pick any ideas though, so he can switch, and I think he might have just picked it randomly and might switch. I think innovative or admin might be a good pick, and trade should also be considered as even protectionism is a very good pick. Like they're all better than religious. Religious doesn't make any sense this late. Like if you picked it second, it would have made sense because of the culture conversion. It would have saved you a lot of dip points. But right now, not really. It's kind of useless. So I mean I don't know what he's planning, but I would have changed that. But anyway, that's about it for Bengal. Going north, he doesn't really, because Timurids took this vessel. Whose is this?
It's free.
This is independent. Interesting. So with Yi dying, he might be able to go into Lhasa and further north into Bukhara if he wants. Like, that's a play, but nothing here is really good land. It's just land. But you know, free expansion's always good because you don't want a death war for every province you get. But yeah, let's take a look at Deccan, the richest country in the world, I think, for 89.
Yeah, big time.
Should be.
Come on, Skanderbeg, there you go.
485.
Yeah, GB's second with 389. So richest by a big margin. Although GB has GB's gonna scale a lot better when colonies are done and he takes trade ideas. But yeah, Bengal's got some scaling potential as well, and Bengal doesn't really need 2,000 income to field the normal country because he's got a big manpower, well, big-ish manpower pool and proper army. Although, like, having 100 more force limit than manpower is never really ideal. I wonder why that is. Did you build up your manpower? Why you got so many yellow provinces? That's weird. They're
Just
not
a lot of
dev'd?
them are jungles.
Oh, so they're just not dev'd yet?
Yep.
Yeah, and yeah, you don't have that many manpower manufactories either available, so like manpower might be an issue for you. Are you pushing for... Yeah, you are, and you're almost there. Seas land off cooldown though, so you know, that's a kakapupu. You didn't want to handle that. But
Manpower shouldn't be a problem. He's going into Ethiopia now.
yeah, if he manages to grab Ethiopia, then manpower should definitely not be a problem. But like the issue with that is there's no straits connecting him, so unless he makes a sizable navy, that's always going to be under threat from Sokoto, under threat from Timurids, like whoever can bribe Portuguese or British ships to just like help him out, you know. So like going into Ethiopia is a good idea if you can keep it, but you never know if you can keep it. Like that should fix your manpower. But yeah, also shifting to nobility is gonna double your manpower pool, so, well, not double, but almost, so that's gonna fix it a little bit as well, although I think you're gonna fall behind because other nations are also doing that and they already have more manpower.
Yeah, that's just India issue. No
Yeah.
food.
Just a lot of money. So yeah, that's gonna be a little bit of an issue. Yeah, very few food provinces, huh? You might, when you fix up your dev, you might want to just delete a couple regular manufacturers for soldiers' households if your manpower stays this low. Because I mean, if you're just banking money and you don't have any use for it, that's where you usually stop making manufactories and go into soldiers' households. But yeah, other than that and going into Ethiopia, I don't really see much to do. Timur is kind of exposed. At the moment, I don't see his Diplo. Can you enlighten us a little bit on the diplomatic situation here?
Sure. Well, I guess Timmy's was allied with Bukhara and was sort of helping, but not really helping. But now Bukhara's dead, so he's likely going to get all of Samarkand and maybe a bit more. So it's
He lost his cores though. That sucks.
yeah. They expired like 10 years ago or something.
That really blows.
Yeah, I'm not sure because I remember that he gave up a bunch of land to Bukhara. I'm not sure if that was in the fake war or not, but
all of Transoxiana he gave to
yeah,
Bukhara,
like,
so like
yeah, exactly. Like if he had some sort of like been at war with Bukhara once, I think the core duration is extended. But so he was just at peace for like 100 years, so they expired. But I mean, yeah, Timmy's open for expansion now. I mean, if I have most of Ethiopia and Aden, I can't really make use of that trade unless I have Hormuz. So that's a consideration. Another consideration is that, I mean, all three of the like Bengal, Yi, and Siam are all looking super weak. So, I mean, I'm kind of just sitting and everyone is dying around me.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not, not doing anything.
good position to be in, but you also have to tread lightly in what you do and be decisive in what you do. And yeah, I don't know what the move here is, but Ethiopia definitely seems risky to me because like there's very little you can do to hold it, especially if you're considering hostilities with Timur. It just sends one stack down and sieges down all your manpower. It's
Yeah, that's
problematic.
yeah. I guess yeah, going in there opens the possibility of a Timurid Sokoto alliance to take over that land.
Yeah.
But I think, uh, at least for like the time being, my army just smashes Timmy by itself, and
Yeah, that is true. You're also opening another front with Andalusia, just like yeah,
yeah, I did speak with him, and I think he'd be more interested in eventually going for Sokoto lands than going for
Mm.
like the land that I'm interested in. So
Yeah, but
that's
look at the food provinces in Egypt.
yeah, other good food provinces up there.
yeah. I
But
think he's gonna go for all of this, especially since Mamluk has cores on it still.
oh
Well,
yeah, yeah,
a fair
he's
chunk
definitely
of it.
gonna like I mean, we didn't like put anything super official, but it seemed like basic as if I get most of Ethiopia and I leave him Alexandria, I don't think he cares. He's also being friendly with Timmy, offering to let him borrow Cairo after he integrates the Mamluks,
Yeah, I
so
don't
that
think he
Timmy can go
wants.
Persia.
Yeah, I don't think he wants too many enemies either, and that's smart of him. But still, just
But
like
how long is it going to take for him to integrate Mamluks?
A
a
while.
while, because he's not even gonna be
Yeah.
able to start for until he gets the rest of this, which
Yeah.
is another truce.
Yeah,
Oh, he doesn't have a
Timmy
truce.
is already Persia main culture, so he's just
Mm.
waiting for that, and that's also like an option for me to like out make a trade deal with him, and then I help him take that and get him on my side.
Oh, I
I don't
think that
know.
might be the superior play, to be honest.
Yeah, I
I
think so
mean,
too. If you can get like an alliance on paper with both of them, and then if either that one of them betrays you, the other one helps. I think that might be the play to just get Ethiopia and then focus on other places,
yeah,
because then you get like a peace era status quo.
yeah. I mean, I'm the strongest nation in the game now, and everyone around me is considerably weaker. I mean, once the manpower is fixed, but it's more. I've got went admin ideas, and I can just buy a million mercs, go
Yeah,
over my
I was
force
gonna
limit, and
say
be
the
fine.
mercs are a very good call. Although like I don't know if you fought with mercs in mid to late game before, but
Oh
Very
yeah,
it's not an enjoyable
non-optimal.
experience. It's really not.
yeah. No, they fall off, of course, but I think it's more. I don't know. The gov cap I think was going to be useful.
No, I don't think they fall off as much as it's just people don't really know how to use them, and
What do you mean?
well, I've seen like
We
too
don't
many.
have a. I think we should re-add the cannon stack to the merc companies that Purple took out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to redo the merc stacks completely and do them how Ice did, because they were like the proper combat width and everything, and they were really nice.
Yeah.
I might do that for C31. But yeah, what I've noticed is just people don't really understand how mercs work. You're supposed to use them in more of a synchronized way with your main manpower stacks, and then just use them to sit on a siege, for example, and be the first ones in the battle because of the bonuses they get. And also, like, you can't initiate battles with mercs, especially because they don't have cannon stacks, because they're not gonna walk in at the same time, and it's just like
Yeah, they like take 2 days of casualties by themselves. That's bad.
yeah, and yeah, it's just not optimal gameplay, but it is definitely a viable way to use them, but just different.
Yeah. Well, I definitely think I'll be fighting next session since I mean I could just sit and try and secure Ethiopia, but
Yeah, I think
Um.
that's a definitely good play to fix your manpower if you can do that, because the food provinces
So
are
if you're
very
going for
dense.
mercs, I'm guessing you're going for eco hegemon too.
I mean I don't really know
I don't know if you
like
can
how
push
much
it.
higher I can push my income.
Yeah, I don't
Like
know if you can.
I'm 500, and there's not really any more money manufactories to build. Like there's
I mean, there's a lot
the
of deving
tropical.
to do from what
Do
I
you have
saw.
trade
Oh, there
yet?
isn't deving to do. You're all at
I don't have.
Do you have trade yet?
trade won't help
No,
you
I
that
don't have
much.
trade ideas. Yeah, but that would be like sixth idea because next is mill idea. Like either quantity or defensive.
Yeah, and also
Thing.
trade doesn't really do that much without the 20% goods produced policy. Just
No, well, it's 20% trade efficiency is good.
yeah, it's
I
good,
mean,
but
most of my money is
it's
trade.
not as great as vanilla policies. So trade definitely got
Yeah.
a huge nerf there.
Yeah,
But
like
yeah,
I mean,
there's a
unless
fair
I
bit
got
of deving to do. So I think you might be able to get up to like 600-700 with what you have now. But then it's just gonna kind of fall off and stagnate.
yeah, I think 1,000 is probably out of reach unless I make a trade deal with like all of East Asia, basically.
Yeah, if you can make a trade deal with Siam, I think you can do it.
Yeah, although
Because his income is gonna go up a lot too, especially when he consolidates and fixes his country from like all the war here.
yeah,
Well,
although since
the spice. Have you got the spice
yeah,
manufacturers until
it's
Tech
time now.
14, right?
It's Tech 14. I built all of mine. I don't think he's built all of his because he's
Yeah.
so far in debt and was fighting a war. Like if you look on the Malabar coast, like where all the yellow was, and down south, southwest,
Malabar
all
coast.
of that is spice, and I've built them up.
Nice. Yeah.
Well, some of them I'm missing. I think I was gonna kill. What is it? Yeah. So yeah, those ones I missed. The ones in the north I have.
But still, that's not gonna just fix the issue completely. There's a couple here as well, and
Yeah.
when you get the gem manufacturers as well, that's gonna be huge. But anyway, let's take a look at what Andrew's doing in his country. 241 income. That's
Ooh.
really decent. Yeah.
He still has war taxes on.
Oh. I mean, it doesn't cost him anything at peace, but I don't imagine he intended to keep that on. You wanna fix
Yeah.
that.
I mean, he was just eating Ethiopia land.
Hmm.
So he did have that on for a while then.
Syria's independent, although Ruthenia is in here, so I don't know what yeah, by the looks of it, it's just left all of Aleppo to Ruthenia, and he's getting the rest of it.
Minus Mosul.
Sorry?
I said minus Mosul. It's the province.
I have no idea where that is.
Right
this.
there.
It's weird that he took that one province. But yeah, anyway, that's a really good income for Timurids. 241.
Now he needs to just grab Samarkand back.
82 from trade. He's collecting in Basra as well. Oh, because Basra leads away from Persia. I thought Basra leads into Persia for some reason.
Wait, what?
Oh,
That's
it's fixed.
vanilla.
Sorry?
Yeah, it's fixed in about.
Why did we do that?
I didn't do that. That's from Purple Room.
I've never seen that before. Huh. I don't see why he did that, but
I don't know.
that makes Persia a worse node. I mean, it makes Basra better, but
I mean, it also allows them to make Persia an easier end node by locking down Basra, so I don't know if it's a nerf. I think it might be a little bit of a buff, but either way we'll figure it out later.
Well, because there's three of them going out now instead of two of them going out.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. Anyway, what's he doing with the states? He's not pushing for nobility switch yet, which is weird because you really need that manpower. And with
it's
his
on cooldown too.
yeah, with his
Good.
income, you don't really need to keep selling. So you wanna start seizing, and especially since you're in golden era for another 20 years, I think you can dev seize to 100 before your golden era is done. Yeah, you got some really cheap dev provinces and a fair bit of mana points stored. So, I mean, probably switch to eco or admin focus so you can finish admin ideas. And also dev push to 100 crown length. Like, this is really good. Also, I mean, don't imagine, yeah, you can be burning tax a lot more as well, because you don't need 10 tax dev in a paper province or 7 tax dev in a paper province. It's just increasing the amount of dip you have to spend to get proper money out of it. So you want to burn taxes in those provinces so you can utilize them more efficiently. Still has Indian raid enabled because he hasn't really gone to any wars. And yeah, I don't think anything else happened here.
Does he have the next mission in there too for the 2.5 discipline?
Which one?
Oh, no, I thought that one was discipline. Okay, he
No,
does have
but
that.
yeah, as soon as he pops the Indian raid, he gets the shock damage as well. And then the
Yes,
last
no,
one is
no, no.
2.5 discipline, but that's he needs all of Sirhind. So he's missing
3
these 4
provinces.
provinces.
Or 4 provinces. I don't think he needs all of them. I think it's just like...
All provinces in Sirhind area, all
Oh, okay.
provinces in Upper Doab. So this is Sirhind, this is Upper Doab, yeah, 4 provinces.
Never mind, I was thinking of the requirements to form robots.
But yeah, Timurid seems to be a little isolated at the moment, with a fair bit of expansion potential, being able to go north into Samarkand for free, because I don't see anyone contesting that. Bengal's also in a kind of a shit spot, so if Bengal dies, he can also go there. He also has the gold mine in Yumen that I imagine he's gonna grab, so Timurid is gonna get a fair bit of scaling next session. And seeing as he already has a decent income,
Oh yeah, he scaled up his income real good.
yeah, he's at 250 income, which is really good for Timurids. And yeah, very solid country, and very, I think it's gonna be very strong next session unless someone just like randomly ins him. But I don't think he made enemies out of anyone really. I mean, maybe Andalusia, but I don't see Andalusia going after him because Neighbor doesn't need more enemies because he grabbed this stuff from Mamluks. But I don't think that's gonna be a problem. I don't see that escalating into conflict. Also, Deccan has an enclave here. That's kind of
Yeah, that was kind of a weird Ethiopia thing that
really
was
curious what happened
after
there.
he's yeah, and it was after he sold me all of, well, he just gave it to me. I didn't have to pay for it. He gave me all of Arabia, and then he just took, what is it? He said that he wanted to take like the provinces from some AI that was there, and I had a mission to vassalize them, and he just took the northern provinces except for that for whatever reason. So I got it through a vassal.
Weird stuff. But yeah, that's kind of it for Timmy's. I'm gonna have to rush through some of these
And
countries that had nothing happen.
You don't get the bonus unless you don't get the bonus for Mecca unless you own both provinces, which is weird. So none of you get the bonus.
Which is the other one?
Mecca and Medina,
Jeddah.
you mean?
Yeah,
Oh, Jeddah.
Jeddah.
Okay.
Yeah, you need Jeddah and Mecca to get the other 2 cities thing. The custodian of the 2 cities. So neither of you have it right now. Yeah, I mean it's a fairly good bonus, the missionary and legitimacy.
yeah, you might want to figure that out if you can, diplomatically. But yeah, let's take a look at Sokoto now. And again, I'm gonna have to rush through these countries that nothing really happened in because I have an appointment at 5 in an hour, so I have to kind of push this along. Sokoto hasn't really scaled his econ as much as Timurids has, although he's still very good. I think he's
Similar to you.
up among like the top 5. Yeah, he's top 4 on income, which is really good. Timurids is number 4 in income, which is really impressive. What is Sokoto doing?
Still like half of Deckhan's income.
Yeah, but decent amount of manpower, and I think all of these uncolonized provinces have a fair chance of proccing like cowl or grain, and yeah, they have already. So he's gonna get a little more manpower from that.
What's happening to Portugal?
I don't really know. We'll get to that in a minute, but yeah. What is Sokoto doing? His morale is fairly low.
He's going for mercs too.
Yeah, but he has morale and ideas. He went Pluto. I don't really get why his morale is so low. I mean, at least compared to others. He's just a little bit behind Andalusia. I guess I just the countries we've looked at before gave me pretty high expectations of morale. So I guess he's not that bad. He's just a little bit behind Andalusia.
I mean, yeah, he probably doesn't have advisor or the policy right now.
No advisor and no policy. So that should
Wait,
be.
go back to advisor.
Yeah.
Is he gonna pop off the 20% morale mission, or has he?
No,
already?
that's not maintenance. That's the force limit.
Yeah, this is
No.
force limit. He needs the maintenance one, and he doesn't
Never
have it
mind.
available. He could go for the one with discipline, but and I think this one's half cost. No.
Yeah, looks like it. Maybe.
No, that's just his base advisor cost. Or is it? Let's take a look. Nope, just base advisor cost. Yeah, he's paying a fair bit for advisors because being over cap sucks. But
He's
yeah,
a morale thing in his thing there, in his modifiers. What is that?
thriving arms industry until 86 for
Okay.
another 10 years.
How do people get those?
Oh, is that that's the default mission, isn't it? Build a force limit mission.
Yeah.
I see.
So Sokoto went into Ethiopia after Ethiopia died to Andalusia, and now he's getting all of Zanzibar, which is pretty nice, and Zambezi. I don't know what they're gonna do with South Africa, but he's not friendly to Portugal, so I'm guessing he's just gonna fight it out.
I mean, is Portugal? Why is Portugal not grabbing anything from Ethiopia?
I don't know, Portugal's just sort of dying, but Sokoto completely isolated now because he's been kind of hostile-ish to Andalusia and Portugal. Ethiopia was his ally. Ethiopia is dead now. Rival to Deccan, rival to Timurids. So I don't know what Sokoto's play here is, and I think he definitely needs to do some Diplo, otherwise this is just going to be up for grabs. And
He's doing Diplo.
he is? I guess I just haven't realized from looking in-game.
There's a trade deal with GB or something like that. Sold some land to him.
That's good. Yeah, I saw GB province in Benin, and I see a little bit of it is going to. Where is this going to?
It's
East.
like half of it. I think you mean.
Yeah. If he embargoes Portugal, I'm sure that they can increase the amount that's going to EC. Although Portugal has a lot of ivory. But he also has to, like, I don't know why he's sitting on level 1 centers of trade in ivory. Yeah, he needs to fix this up, maybe build some marketplaces in ivory and then embargo Portugal. And that's gonna improve your trade deal by a big margin. Building wise, all the manufacturers that are relevant are done. All the workshops.
Is he Tech 14 yet? Because I saw a lot of them weren't built.
Yeah, he is Tech 14.
Okay.
Yeah, well, not Diptech.
Gets soldiers.
Not
households
Diptech, yeah.
Next
Yeah,
tech.
Diptech 14 is ivory factories.
And
Yeah, he doesn't have
slaves.
ivory yet. He doesn't have ivory, just huge one.
that's. Oh, he has them. They're just yellowed out because there's something on top of them where they're.
No,
shipped out.
he's Diptech 12.
Oh, Dip Tech. Right. My bad. I was looking at admin tech. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty big for him, and he needs to fix his building slots by then because he has a lot of temples still, and you want to make sure that you build manufacturers in all of those instead of the temples. Also, you should be pushing for nobility because you need that bonus manpower. At this point, you really should be around way higher crown land than you are.
I can't. I'm actually excited for them to nerf that. Well, they already did nerf it in the next patch.
Let's take a look at.
If we'll ever play on that patch is another question.
Yeah, that's gonna be a while. Or Portugal first, yeah. Portugal makes sense first. Oh, I unpaused. God fucking damn it. Gotta reload. That was unfortunate. Alright, so I had to redo Portugal part because initially I didn't do it justice. I thought the player was AFK because he's running free merchant and 3 colonizers. But after talking to some of his colonies, looking at Skanderbeg, and let me just open Skanderbeg real quick. And the save, it turns out he was just distracted by the war and I was being a douchebag, so I am just gonna redo this part real quick and then put it into the video. So let's look at the war. He did obviously participate heavily in the Siam War. He just didn't play it properly, but you can't say he didn't participate because his manpower is tapped, his sailors are tapped, which is a lot more important. I am not sure why his sailors got tapped though, and we're gonna look at that in a moment. Where is it? It was Bengali conquest of something, because Bengal started it. Damn, it's low, huh? Player wars. No, it's right here. It's not low, I just missed it. So let's look at naval battles only and see what happened with Portugal's navy, because I am very weirded out by the fact that what does this, I guess this doesn't show naval battles for the specific war, but just naval battles in general only, which isn't what I'm looking at, so I guess I'll just have to go through the list and figure it out. I guess I could sort it this way, but no, then they're all messed up anyway. So we're just gonna look at each battle individually and see what happened with the navy. It doesn't look like Portugal lost that many ships. He lost some to Siam, but it looks like he won most of the battles and did the majority of the damage. Although I keep seeing him participate with 13 heavies, and I don't think that's what the combat width is at the moment. I think you need a 20 stack to fill a combat width and be more efficient, and I could be wrong, but that's why you're seeing him lose like 9 ships every time. And also ship rotation comes into play, and I don't think he was doing that, and here he lost 27 ships to an AI, and I'm not really sure what that was about. What the fuck is Cebu even? That's gotta be one of these, right? Pegu, Tondo, Cebu. Yeah, I thought so. So yeah, just mismanagement was the problem, I imagine, or those were not. Oh, I'm just looking at this wrong. He didn't lose 27. This is just the participation. Yeah, I'm just being stupid. Yeah. So overall, he doesn't look like he lost a lot of ships. It's just that his sailors probably got drained by putting everything out to sea and not being able to maintain it, because he does not get a lot of sailors per month, and I imagine if he puts his heavies out to sea, I can't test that right now because I'll have to unpause, he's probably running a sailor monthly deficit, and that's a little bit of an issue. What you want to do is well, push down the loyalty first by deving them and also paying off their loans. They can go into debt. You pay off their loans, and then they send you the money, and that pushes down their liberty desire, and that allows you to get more sailors from them, and you can get quite a bit of sailors from your colonies. And this is going to come into play if you go to a war with another major naval power like GB. In the meanwhile, you want to build better. Oh yeah, he already has docks and sailors, impressment offices, so not in all of them, just in some of them. Yeah, you definitely want to build that in all your provinces, because your navy is very lacking. Your sailor count is abysmal, and let's see what his African holdings are like. These are all. That's not great. These are all trade company. He is getting merchants from them, but you don't get sailors out of them, like almost at all. When you do that, they're providing 45 sailors. I guess I'm wrong. That's a decent amount of sailors for that dev. Is there also buildings you can build to increase the sailor contribution? I think there was. Yeah, right here. You want to build these, like, you need more sailors in general. You shouldn't worry about your manpower as much. You just need more sailors. And then when it comes to colonists, You need to be helping your player colonies develop more. They are very behind at the moment, and they need more colonizing. I don't know how. Yeah, gold isn't looking very good in Brazil. Brazil is colonizing the wrong way. I already pointed this out before. He needs to colonize the gold provinces first to get that early gain gold spike, and he's been colonizing entirely wrong provinces here because these are not as good as getting the gold. So you need to tell your Brazil player to colonize these, or you can colonize them for him. And if you have a Rio player, you need to kill Inca. You need to kill Inca either way for your Colombia, because there's a lot of dev just sitting here unutilized. And the longer you wait, the more they're gonna catch up, and they're gonna actually be harder-ish to kill. Not hard, but if you int them sooner, it's gonna be easier to kill them. Besides that, South Africa is also a trade company. You really don't need this many trade companies. In my opinion, you need more actual provinces, like more states, especially in good lands like Cape, for example, is amazing land because it's grasslands and savanna, and then also you have a farmland here, I think, somewhere. Steppes, drylands, you don't have farmlands, but you shouldn't make these into states. You should make them into states when you colonize them, because you need more actual land for your production income, for your sailors, and for your manpower. Just pushing everything into trade companies isn't that great. It's not very good utilization of your land. I think this is overextending, to be honest. A lot of colonizers make that mistake of just going everywhere. You need to really consolidate your regions. Like, if you look at it this way, if you just get all of South America right now, you're gonna be on par with Andalusia if you just colonize all of this. If you, because you have Ivory almost completely locked down, like half of it is going to GB right now, but you can improve that by building third tier for the trade. Where is it? Yeah, trade steering in at least, well, one of the states, and then building the trade bonus second tier, which you already have in all of them. Yeah, you do. Good, but you need the third tier as well. So yeah, I just think you need to consolidate your regions better before pushing into Philippines this hard. And like, if you get pushed here, I honestly wouldn't death war it. I would just concede it, because you can't hold everything at like this. It just won't work. Madagascar is also a trade company, so this is where you run into a problem of running low on sailors. You really, really, really need coastline provinces that aren't trade companies, so you can get more sailors out of them. And I don't know if you want to state Madagascar or state Cape, but you need to do something to get more sailors, especially since Andalusia has Cuba, and it's also behind, so your ally doesn't have a navy either. So you two are very behind on navy right now, and that should be your key issue. You're doing fairly well on money, and you're doing fairly well in South America, but you need a bigger navy, otherwise you're just going to get yeeted out of everything. Colonizing in Australia is a really smart play, because it could be a very good naval colony, but at the same time you can just get yeeted out of here by GB or Siam or anyone who has a competent navy pretty easily. So you don't want to just click colonize everywhere you can. You want to make sure you can hold those regions, and the war in Siam kind of proved that you can't hold that. And yeah, that's about it for Portugal. I just a couple things to fix, and it's a decent nation. And I think you need to do better diplomacy, because antagonizing Sokoto this entire time is a pretty bad move. Like, instead of allying Bengal, I would have just made a trade deal with Sokoto. Like, you have no reason not to do that. You went trade ideas already, so You're gonna have trade efficiency like 20% very soon. So he's gonna make a lot of money. You're gonna make a lot of money. There's no need for you to be hostile as you are towards each other, because he's not gonna manage to push you out of Africa, and you're definitely not gonna push him. Like, he's a very strong. He's on par with Andalusia now. So I definitely think you need to reconsider your Diplo. This is overreaching. This is more your home turf, and you need to consolidate this before going anywhere else. So a trade deal here is more pressing, and if it comes to it and you need more slots for trade deals, you can always break your alliance with Andalusia, because it's not like you two are ever gonna need to be allied. Like, you're just coexisting, sort of. Like, it's not like you two are gonna be fighting together. I don't see why you would, unless you're going up against Sokoto, which again I think is a horrible idea, because it's a fairly strong country and you don't gain a lot out of it, because GB could always put like, the only way you gain all this trade is if you are good with Sokoto and he embargoes GB. If you hold Ivory, GB could just put a whole lot of navy here and push it into EC. So it's better for him to hold it for you, because that way you get his province trade value plus your ships, if that makes sense. And yeah, that's it for real this time. And Andalusia is 200 income, 4.8 morale, so slightly over Sokoto. I think for Sokoto was at 4.7 ish. A very big amount of professionalism stored up, and with this base manpower being so high, that is some chunky seconds. And he hasn't pushed for nobility yet either, because he has a lot of food provinces, so he's just in a really good spot. If he pushes for nobility swap next session, he's gonna breach million manpower for sure. Like, especially with soldiers households coming out, he might even hit like 1.5. He has a lot of them to build. So Andalusia is going to be fielding a lot of manpower, and that's pretty big. Diplo-wise, he killed Ethiopia. He was fighting Ethiopia and Sokoto. Sokoto, I don't think, really participated. Let me go look at the war, so I don't talk
He
out of
did.
my ass.
He
But-
went to Egypt, and like Andalusia went to his land and sieged him, and he had to wait this.
Strategic blunder.
Okay, yeah, so Sokoto did participate some, and then he had to leave Ethiopia to his doom, and Mamluks got released out of that, and now Andalusia gets the rest of this stuff, which is pretty good for him.
The Jewish guy survived, bro.
Did he?
Yeah, look in Ethiopia. I mean, he's not Jewish, but
Where? What do you mean?
look at
Simeon.
Simeon.
The AI released it.
Oh, nice. But they're not true Jews. I see. They're just Jewish by flag. So I guess Ethiopia's mission now is to protect the Jews. That's nice. Yeah, and that's about it. What happened here? Nothing really crazy. Just a war here.
So this video is getting demonetized, huh?
What?
So this video is getting demonetized.
Oh, I've never been monetized. I'm surprised I'm even on YouTube. I get banned on every platform I'm at. I can't even post on Reddit. It's kind of sad. But Andalusia, allied with France and Portugal, is that legal? Yes, it is. Portugal's not great power, which is weird, because he's got a fair bit of. Inca's still alive.
Yeah, he's just been slow with his colonies.
Weird.
He hasn't set up La Plata either yet.
I mean, it's up, so he's lost the gold income, but he's not really done anything with it.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Weird. But
Right.
Andalusia has Cuba and Mexico as his vessels, and they seem to be doing relatively well. I think Mexico is almost done colonizing his home region. Let's take a look.
Still needs like 20 provinces, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
22 provinces. So yeah, fairly close to it. He's fielding 4 colonists, so he's gonna get there quite quick, especially if Portugal gives him a hand.
What policies did you take?
Um,
Sorry, not policies, ideas. Yeah, Explo.
yeah, pretty
I
basic.
mean, I don't think Mexico usually needs to take Explo because, I mean, the overlord can usually colonize it for you, and
Yeah,
once you
but
get the
that's
thing, I
not been
think it's a
happening
waste.
here because
Yeah.
Andalusia doesn't. He has like 1 colonist, so I don't think that helps a lot. And he's
He
been
can get another
colonizing.
one from policy.
Yeah, he can, I guess. He doesn't want to drop the build cost, I suppose, because he's building them up quite heavily. It looks like, yeah, he is. So yeah, that's about it for Andalusia. We are gonna look at France now. A lot of stuff happened here last session. I was at war for the entire session, pretty much. Poland, Hungary, and I declared on Austria and Italy, and there was the war was really weird-ish because neither side could really push that hard. But because Mitch, you told them to just push into Italy for some reason, and they told me that I should have known the plan. And they kept pushing, and this mountain here lost like 400,000 soldiers, and I don't know why, because I was trying to siege the forts down and get to them, and I wasn't really paying attention to what's happening, but look at the casualties here, because they kept trying to go through these forts. And I'm like, why are you going through these forts? Just go to Bohemia, spread them out. And they're like, oh, Mitch told us to, and we thought you knew. And so like
I told them the plan was to push Italy out of the war early.
So like a million casualties later, I'm like, hey, I have a bright idea. Go fight them in Bohemia, and when they fight you there, I can just push Italy. And so they went to Bohemia. Like only like 1 or 2, maybe 3 battles, major ones took place. And Austria and Italy went to Bohemia. I went hard into Italy, and I assaulted all these forts. Like I assaulted like 5 or 6 forts. I burned like 300,000 manpower plus mercs, and that kind of won the war. But yeah, Italy especially fought really well. Austria did too. It's just like these. It was really one of those moments when you just realize that you're doing something stupid after the fact, and you're like, "Hey, what's happening here?" And it was just them pushing these 2 forts for some reason, and instead of just going into Bohemia. But anyway, after that was done, I sieged down. Italy had Genoa, Como. I think he had a fort, another one somewhere here. I think it was in Modena that they had the fort. No, it was in Parma, because it's different countries, so they could have adjacent forts. I had to barrage those 3, then barrage and assault Ferrara, and then Perugia. So what's that? 3, 4, 5 forts that got assaulted, and then we pushed them out of the war because they couldn't support any economy after that. And anyway, after that, Italy went bankrupt. I declared on him, thinking it's gonna be an easy war. Not really. Let's go look at the casualties for that war where I was fighting a fucking bankrupt nation. French. It's this one.
French against it.
Yeah, he he did quite a bit of casualties for a bankrupt nation. I lost 250,000, and that's not including an assault that I had to do. I'm not really sure how, because he only had 15% IC on me, and I didn't think that would play that much into it. But yeah, I was losing almost double the casualties for every battle that we were taking, and he was bankrupt.
When he was bankrupt?
Yeah,
I mean,
I just couldn't.
were you going in the mountains or something?
No, because he didn't have any more mountains. Like all of this Como was gone in the first war. Let me go on the timeline. Just need to get there. I wish there was like a slider that you can use. Session started in 30 something, right?
45.
Switzerland's gonna be dead, so when you see Switzerland dead is when you get a good glimpse.
Started, yeah,
45.
45.
So this is what he looked like at the start of the session, and then after the first war should be coming soon. I think it was like a 10-year war. maybe a little longer.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, he only took Genoa.
yeah, but he couldn't go north. So like all of this was irrelevant, and I just pushed. So I wasn't pushing any mountains. I was just sieging this. Mainly it was this fort, and he kept just killing thousands and thousands of Frenchies, and I have no idea how, but he wrecked me pretty hard, and then he declared he truce broke me twice after that. And anyway, I suffered a very big deal for Italy, and that's the conclusion of the story. That's pretty much all that happened here. Like, there's no point looking at my country. There's just like, it's basic fucking France. Like, everything's built, all the good shit. I haven't built this
One
because
gamer button.
I am very far into debt, so I haven't built some. I haven't pressed some of the gaming buttons. I'm paying 50 on interest, so that's a bit of an issue. But
You bankruptcy building or?
no. I'm not gonna bankrupt because I'm very close to going to 100 Crownland, and then when I start selling, that's gonna get me out of my loans. Because I'm gonna get a fair bit every 5 years for selling titles. Not at first, but I also I'm hoping that I can get their influence down, so I can get them 15% Crownland to start with. And most of their stuff is gonna be expired by the time I'm at 100% Crownland, so it should be fine-ish. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna bankruptcy build. And my Diplo anyway is I was allied to Hungary and Poland during the war. Then Poland started financing Italy, so I'm a little mad at Poland now for being an idiot. Broke off that alliance, and I'm allied with Andalusia now, and I have a trade deal with GB, and that's about it.
Is that legal?
Yes, because Andalusia
Both
is two.
GPs?
Andalusia is 2 slots, and trade deals count as 1 slot.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, trade deals don't take into account if it's a great power or not. And yeah, that's about it. Not much else. Morale-wise, 5.79. It's pretty high because I got army reform for another 7 years, so I could be able to use it in another war. But I don't see any other wars happening because I just have a lot of land to consolidate.
Yeah.
And
Orders in Burgundy.
not really taking any more of Burgundy. It's all English, so I just got my little piece of champagne and that's it. This is all easy, so. But yeah. Anyway, let's take a look at GBR. Great Britain second on income, making a big chunk of cash. Hasn't pushed for the nobility switch, which I mean, they got a fair
There's a lot of nobility already.
Yeah, he has a lot of nobility, but he still has the C's because it's not optimal at all. Or he could keep it like this and keep selling if he just is happy with this big of a bonus, which he might be because it's GB. He doesn't need to rely 100% on manpower, especially since his colonies are going to start fielding a fair bit of soldiers themselves, especially Louisiana, because this is all going to be like food provinces, I think.
Louisiana is going to have a player next session. Too.
Yeah, that's me.
That's pretty pog.
Yeah, buddy.
Louisiana's going to have a lot of food provinces. Is going to have a huge army.
Andalusia round 2. Let's go.
It's very decent in the mod because all of this is food. It looks bigger.
Is anyone
than
in California yet, or?
No one's in California yet, at all.
No, but next session probably.
It's a pretty good naval colony.
It's a
Does it
pretty
conform
good
Alaska?
anything colony because it's like all the North American colonies are pretty much on par, province-wise. I balanced them out, so all of these are good.
Well, yeah, but not formable wise.
Yeah. But
Some of them have better formables than others.
What's GB doing in general?
Like crap air.
So
He's giggling at Portugal right now.
Why aren't
I
you
believe.
disinheriting this shit?
I'm not sure why I didn't.
Why
do
is
it.
he ruler Caesar de Valois? What the hell?
Why am I what? Oh, so I'll tell you why I didn't disinherit it. It's because we were in the Bukhara War, and I just forgot to disinherit. So I'll do that as soon as we start the session.
I see.
How much did GB do in the Bukhara War?
GB is
I committed.
I just wanted to point out GB is the only country in the world with a navy at the moment, which was kind of weird, seeing as Portugal is completely reliant on his overseas, positions. But yeah, Cuba doesn't have a navy, Andalusia doesn't have a navy, Portugal doesn't have a navy. GB is the only one with a sizable amount of heavies and any sailors. I didn't point it out when we were in Portugal, but Portugal has 0 sailors as well. So
Yeah, he never pirated Malacca in his war, which I don't understand.
yeah, I don't know what. I'm gonna have to talk to the Portugal player, like see if he's actually playing or not. Maybe find a new perm for it.
So this session, I pretty much sponsored acts of terrorism. In the Andalusian War
monetized.
versus
Classic GB.
yeah, I monetized Sokoto and Ethiopia, and then I monetized Siam during his war.
Nice.
Basically, it's all because of what Nibor did and said when he joined Burgundy, and then he was like, I have to contain GB. So I was like, all right, I guess I'll just contain both the Iberians.
I mean, I don't
So-
disagree with either review. I think it's good to get involved in wars like that where you don't really risk to lose anything yourself, but you're containing your rival. I think it's a smart thing.
Well, next session I'll probably take a more
Direct
open
approach.
stance. Yeah, more direct approach. Yeah.
I see. So, yeah.
I mean, because after seeing like just the utter lack of heavies and sailors, it's like pretty obvious that I don't have to worry about anything, and I'm finishing quality, so
You can
like
poop
my
the
naval
ring
quality is
easy.
just exactly.
Dude, by this point, a Retna should get a player like. Look at it.
There were questions as to why like I helped Hanover in the Bukhara Wars.
Yeah, that was
that's
really
because, well, so the way that I look at it is it's an investment for me, right? Like if Hanover dies, then that's more land I have to take myself in order to lock down my trade.
But Bukhara went
Whereas,
actively out of his way not to take any coastal provinces. So.
and then I came to him anyways. But so Hanover like helped a lot during the Burgundian Wars.
Mm.
And it would be really shitty of me to not back him up when he needed me.
Yeah, I see you
So
participated
it's an
in this
investment,
heavily.
and it's an investment, and it's a returning the
You were
favor
quite
sort of thing.
distracted though, like a lot of stack wipes. What
I mean,
happened
can
there?
I say? Listen, dude.
Bukhara
The
army,
Scorching Earth and Bukhara armies are just like a peck of good. So
If you look at the
Like,
army
he-
casualties, you can see how
he
overpowered
stack
the army
wiped, I
is.
think, 2 reinforcement stacks, and then he stack wiped a cannon like
You
army
stacked
as well.
wipe a cannon stack?
Yeah, he did.
Jesus. Alright, anyway, that's about it for GB. Let's take a look at Westphalia, the
Oh, the
The real
manpower.
winner of the Austrian War.
de facto Yeah, he is the real winner of the Austrian War because he got so much shit. Look at this. And he didn't participate almost at all. I really hate how you have to let it play out. I wish.
I
it would-
kind of cocked Westphalia out of Austria because he tried to save Austria, but then he got broken by Hungary or
Yeah,
Ruthenia at
so
that point.
he
So
got
cocked. Yeah.
Look at this shit.
He told
got
me.
so
He
much
told me
land.
to choose. He told me to choose break Austria when he was protecting Austria.
Weird stuff. But
It's
yeah.
because Austria said he would give him a free 100% if he helped him.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh my god. Oh, Doug's Diplo. So he's a little bit alone. It's nothing really too serious, and he definitely got the most for the least sacrifice in whatever happened in Central Europe, and got out of it pretty much shining. I don't know how he lost all his manpower, but I guess he didn't really have much to start with. But yeah, cost to profits. I think he
He did get
the best.
stack wiped
But-
by me for the 1k when he didn't want to pay. So I had to stack wipe one of his armies, and then he paid.
Chad. Where is that war? Is that even here? Hessian conquest of Oldham? Nope.
I mean, he declared it on AI, so I don't know if it's there.
Alright, yeah, it's probably not going to be there. But yeah, that's really funny. So anyway, he's got a decent income now. Manpower is lacking hard, but if he manages to consolidate the rest of Germany, he's golden. His Diplo is a bit weird. I mean, it definitely depends on Hungary and Poland what they do, but no allies. I don't know what the stance with Hanover is, and yeah, they share a trade node in Saxony, but Hanover is not pushing from it, or is he? Hanover's pushing from Rhineland.
How did he end up with Poland cores?
What?
So how did he end up with Poland cores?
Which cores? What are you talking about?
Look at Poland.
What about it?
He has
Yeah.
cores on Westphalia.
He helped Austria
I,
defend against Poland.
Oh, Poland lost a
I
war.
wasn't there, so I was just curious.
Interesting. So he pissed off Poland too.
Yeah.
I see.
Doug's Diplo.
Very Doug's Diplo. But yeah, that's about it for Westphalia. Just
No, I wasn't trying to point anything out. I was just curious how he got those.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't there.
I didn't even notice it. I didn't know Poland lost the war versus him, but I don't imagine Poland's happy about that. Hanover got a lot out of this Bukhara war. He snaked pretty far east, got the Perm and the gold mine in. Did you get the gold mine? This is not. Oh yeah,
Yes.
Zlatoust. So pretty good shit for Hanover, and I'm imagining these nodes are his. If he's still allied to Poland, I do imagine they have some sort of a trade deal, or.
I mean,
land
yeah,
deal.
we have a land deal, but I'm kind of sad that both Ruthenia and Poland didn't help that much.
Well, they were
'Cause
busy with
when-
other things, because I mean they pretty much suicided fighting Austria and Italy.
Yeah.
So I think it's understandable. Manpower-wise, you're pushing for nobility soon-ish by the looks of it, and
Yeah, until I'm
165
too
at the
low, so I
moment.
need to-
Although all of this is going to be pretty big for your manpower, because there's a fair bit of grain provinces here that you're going to get, and I think some cattle as well, right? Yeah. So manpower shouldn't be a big problem for Hanover. Quality-wise, on the medium end. I don't know what his neighbors look like. We'll have to look at that in a minute. Let's see, buildings. There's a couple gamer buttons to click, and a couple of these
Like,
gamer
how far in
buttons.
debt are you?
Oof, 14. That's gonna be pretty big for you. He is 9,000 in debt, so not as bad as some of the other countries. 26 interest, so definitely not like bankruptcy material.
Does he have any burger loans? Can he get burger loans?
I have taken.
He has taken burger loans, so that's good because yeah, some of these are 1% loans.
He
so
can
there's
also
the-
probably cycle them soon and get another pair of burger loans because,
Yeah.
I mean,
disaster ticking. You're at -1 stab. Peasants war. Yikes.
I ended up getting stab hitted out from Bukhara. We had like 51% war score, and I asked Ruthenia to go and seize down the war goal, but Bukhara got there first, and he couldn't. Yeah, he couldn't win against Bukhara's army.
F in the chat.
Yeah.
Diplo-wise, like I said, allied to England and Poland, and that is legal because Poland's a minor. And yeah.
and we're friends with Ruthenia.
Yeah. Buddies.
Best buddies. Good. So
Exactly.
there's like an Eastern Bloc forming here. I just wonder how long the Eastern Bloc's gonna last now that the big yellow man is gone. But
Yeah, I mean,
Competition.
the common enemy is gone, so yeah.
let's take a look at Poland, the guy that lost against AI. 120
What AI did he lose against?
Austria.
Austria.
Austria was a player then, I thought.
Oh, he
Yeah,
was-
Austria's the player.
Okay, my bad. I didn't mean to trash talk. He's fielding a mainly Cav army now, which is very good because his Cav combat ability is still 68%, which is, you know, really good. 124,000 manpower is not that good on the other side. That's kind of shit. And yeah, I hope he gets some of this land though and manages to fix that. But also Ruthenia is here, and Ruthenia has claims on it already, and you know Hanover's here, so. We'll see what happens, but Poland seems to be in the worst situation out of the three here because his expansion routes are kind of limited. Westphalia is already here. I think he's gonna go into Silesia, but that's about it that I can see him taking. Maybe the rest of Bohemia if Hungary lets him, but Poland's in a pretty scuffed situation. And he already did the nobility switch, which is even worse, seeing as his manpower is so goddamn low. He did fire the
What again?
thing, didn't
He's
he?
read it.
He has
No, he hasn't
vortex.
picked any.
He has vortexes when they're not free.
Yeah, he has vortexes when they're not free, so he didn't fire this yet, so his econ's gonna get fixed a little bit when he does, and that should help him because he still has buildings to build, and you know, soldiers' households are coming out too. So Poland could scale a little bit, but it's still looking kind of weak compared to his neighbors. Also, his advisor cost is really fucking high. No, I guess he doesn't have any discounts, so that sucks. But yeah, at least he did the nobility switch, so he can keep selling and seizing, and you know, getting money out of that. And he's not in any loans, so at least his economic future looks bright. But definitely needs to build up his country, and I think dev a lot.
What's that missing?
I don't think he's very dev'd. No, not at all. Yeah, I don't think Poland's been doing any deving. There's very few 20 provinces. Yeah, 181 dev. That's like what people had after session 2. It's not good. This mission gives him manpower, war exhaustion, cav compatibility. So this is a pretty good thing to fire in a war because he already has a cav army. He has manpower recovery on another one, and yeah, that's about it.
Can I get that one?
That's it for Poland. Going after Austria now, trying to take his part, and really depends on what he does next. I think his move is probably going to be going after Westphalia, especially after Westphalia pissed him off. Just speculation here, because going east too much brings him against his allies, and seeing as he's placed in between them, it's always easy to get partitioned. So I really think Poland's just going to leave this as much as they ask him to and go west.
Can he even fight?
Well, we made a border deal with him, so.
Okay, yeah, that's fair then. But yeah, let's take a look at Ruthenia, the last one, and then I gotta yeet out.
Ukraine.
Ruthenia is at 190,000 manpower, so about 80,000 more than Poland.
It goes way up. I just need to take Defender of the Faith.
Got
Which I mean,
better
the
morale
only
as
other
well.
person that can take it.
And
Oh yeah, Defender of the Faith. I don't know why Forge didn't take it.
ICA and CCA
That's,
are really good as well. Aren't don't they give more CCA when they're loyal?
No, that's just cost, cap cost, and
Oh, so you
I
can't
think
get
we should
any more
change
CCA
this
from
because
them.
it's and it changes the amount that you can have in cav, like cav to infantry ratio. But I think we should change that since it's
Yeah,
already
if it's
100
cav
in the
infantry
mod.
ratio, you've definitely got to change that. That's an oversight. Very garbage ruler, and he's 21. What the fuck? That is. Why'd you let this happen? So trash.
I don't know. Oh, I had a regency apparently, is what Ford said, and I said, "How good's the ruler?" He's like, "Not."
That is
And
so
then,
trash.
yeah.
But yeah, looks like you finally went to Empire by 1 point. 'Cause you got
No, I went to Empire when I became Stardom.
Oh, so when you switch to Ruthenia, you get free Empire. That's nice.
Well, when you switch to Stardom, because you need to switch to Stardom manually through the government reform, because it's
Interesting.
first government reform. Yeah.
What are you integrating now? Circassia? Are you ever gonna integrate
Circassian.
Eretha?
I'm integrating Crimea right now. Yes, I will
Croatia.
integrate Eurasia probably somewhat soon.
No, he's integrating Circassia, so...
No, he's
No,
integrating
he's
Croatia.
building a spy network on Circassian.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Sorry, my bad.
Circassian.
But yeah, still a lot of Devon vessels. I don't know why you're waiting this long. 300, that's what, 490? Yeah, a lot of dev here to integrate still, and don't know why the wait. Do we have an integration policy later on coming? I don't know.
He's not. Actually, turn on the integration policy right now.
Do we have
So
that?
you might get it for free.
Yeah, we have one.
Yeah, I might enter depot
Depot-
annexation cost.
Yeah. So
Yeah, you don't need it. You don't need to start it right away. But once they reach like 70%, like push it right now.
Oh,
Tell them, okay,
that's
yeah, it goes
nice,
up to
so-
87.
that's
Yeah.
nice. I just kind of figured this points would have been lost. but that's good.
No.
Um,
Yeah, you can wait until the end, and then so you don't have to have it on the whole time.
So,
So I'll probably turn it on once it gets to like 75%.
what's the border deal here gonna look like?
I mean, I mostly get Astrakhan.
Oh, so Paul's gonna guess the rest of Kiev?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, well, that's not bad for Poland then. A little more promising than I thought. Yeah, Astrakhan's pretty good for you. Unless Timurids wants to compete there for it. And
I mean, it doesn't. His trade doesn't flow out of Astrakhan, so I don't see
yeah,
why.
but locking down Astrakhan makes Persian unknown as well, so it's kind of important to have it. But yeah, he has more important shit. I don't think anyone here will be fighting a war while they're carving up the corpse, as just too much scaling to do first, you know. Because there's
Yeah,
all this.
I
for
think
free.
his. I mean, I think Timurids is gonna want Samarkand and Yuman more than us.
Yeah, that's what I said. But yeah, that's about it for Ruthenia, and
Yeah, my income's gonna spike soon once I get Venice.
oh yeah, you're consolidating Venice, and you haven't switched your trade there yet, which I think you should, honestly.
He doesn't have enough of Vienna, though.
Well, I can still send Ragusa there.
Yeah, but you do need Vienna as well, and a lot of Vienna is in the west, which is kind of a problem. But yeah,
Well,
anyway.
I have a deal with Westphalia, so that I'll like, yeah,
I gotta call it here.
that he won't
gotta
steal
eat
my
out.
trade.
Alright, I'll see you boys on Thursday.